Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to today's readings. Happy Sunday. I hope you are all having a wonderful weekend and whatever is happening for you at this moment in time, and indeed whenever you come to this timeless reading. Welcome if you're returning, welcome if you are new. Today I'm going to be asking for a message that you need to hear right now. And I'm also going to be finding out anything that I can about the week ahead for you as well, the next 7 days. Beautiful souls, I post these readings every Sunday. So we have 3 beautiful piles for you to choose from. These are the cards. I'll show them to you in more detail, and I'm going to draw a rune and a charm for each of the readings as well. I know some of you really like that little bit of extra information too. So, my beautiful souls, pile 1, you have olive. And if the number is important to you, this is card number 23. So this is pile 1. Pile 2, you have wild oat. This is card number 36. Loving this. Pile 3, you have oak. This is card number 22. And this is your card, pile 3. Okay, let's draw your runes and your charms. I'll just pop these tokens out. I'm going to put the charms on them. It makes it easier for people to see. And I will leave the video running in just a few moments just to give you a bit of extra time if you need it. And you can always press the pause button if you need even longer. But let's draw a rune and a charm for each. So, my bags, I'm going to dive in. So pile 1. You have the rune of Awaz. This is the rune of defense, and you also have the tree of life. This is for pile 1. Okay, pile 2. You have the rune of Jira. This is harvest, and you have the seahorse. This is for pile 2. And for pile 3, got it. Okay, you have the rune of Nathis, constraint. That's the rune of constraint, and also this beautiful little fairy. Okay, that is the charm for pile 3. That is the rune for pile 3. So, beautiful souls, trust your intuition. If you have something actually that's on your mind, bring it into your mind and sit with it and just see which of the cards, the runes, the charms is really singing to you. Sometimes you'll find that more than one of the readings is speaking with you. I always think just trust that gut feeling and go with it. Now, beautiful souls, as I said, I'll leave the video running a little bit longer for any of you that would like that time, and I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. Now, I don't want to dive in too much right at the start, but I do wish to acknowledge what the olive card is about, because this is about recharging your batteries, and it also suggests that you've either had to resolve a conflict or you are resolving some form of conflict. And with Awaz, the rune of defense, I had quite a strong urge actually to read to you from this book for this rune, which I think I will. This is my favourite book of runes. This is Ralph Blum's book of runes. Let me just find you. I've had these for so long. I've actually had these runes since I was a teenager. Literally, that's how long they have been with me, which is a very long time. Here we are. Awaz, defense, avertive powers, yew tree. As we are tested, We fund the power to avert blockage and defeat. At the same time, we develop in ourselves an aversion to the conduct that creates stress in our lives. If there appears to be an obstacle in your path, consider that even a delay may prove beneficial. Do not be overly eager to press forward, for this is not a time or situation in which you can make your influence felt. Patience is the counsel Awaz offers. Nothing hectic, no acting needy or lusting after a desired outcome. This rune speaks to the difficulties that can arise at the beginning of a new life. Often it announces a time of waiting for a spring to fill up with water, for fruit to ripen on the bough. Perseverance and foresight are called for here. The ability to foresee consequences before you act is a mark of the profound person. Avert anticipated difficulties through right action, this rune is saying. And yet, even more than we are doers, we are deciders. Once the decision is clear, the doing becomes effortless, for then the universe supports and empowers our action. Receiving Awaz, you are put on notice that through inconvenience and discomfort, growth is promoted. This may well be a trying time. Certainly it is a meaningful one. So set your house in order, tend to business, be clear, and wait on the will of heaven. Now, that's pretty profound. There's no reverse position to this rune. And also, because it's sitting with olive, which sort of has the same kind of energy in a way. Although olive actually genuinely asks you to step away from something, or to step back, or to step down and rest, recover, recharge your batteries. I feel like with the charm, the tree of life is substantial. So something is going to be growing that is really solid and substantial, but for some reason it's just on hold at the moment. Let's draw your oracle cards, and then we'll draw your tarot cards, and we'll kind of see what we are shown for my beautiful pile 1. What is the immediate message? I think the immediate message is almost like rest up. But let's check in and see. May we kindly ask for an immediate message for my lovely pile 1s, and then we will also look at the week ahead. Let's draw some tea leaves as well. I'm actually just seeing this and this straight off that cut in the pile. Okay, so you have whale, imagination, emotional memory. It's interesting, isn't it? Whales know, like they swim and they follow the song lines in the earth, and they swim through, sonic vibration rather than through, they don't navigate through logical thoughts. They navigate through sonic vibration, like they feel their way through something. We have the Fisher King's Court, otherworldly treasures, Mish, divine madness, and Bridge, the place between the worlds. Ooh, this is exciting. I'm just going to move that along a little bit. I think we can do that. Let's see where your tea leaves sit. You have wealth. You have hat. You have elephant. Interesting, isn't it? Look, hat, you will be playing a different role. Elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Okay. And wreath, sorrow over a loss. Okay. I think that your first and immediate message is, my beautiful pile 1s, is to kind of validate that you do need to recharge. You have been dealing with something, and what I actually feel is that there's something you've been dealing with. It's kind of driven you mad a bit, really. Divine madness, Mish. The story of Mish is that she was kind of really outcast. She was pushed out, talked about behind her back. It was not there was not a nice energy. And so she kind of took off to the wilds, really, and she became this, free spirit, wild spirit, almost untamed. There's an untamed energy about her. I think that there has been something going on in your world. Maybe you've been pursuing something, possibly because you thought it was the right thing to do, or it was leading you on a pathway, to your wealth. But I think it's coming to an end, maybe. The Fisher King's Court, otherworldly treasures. I mean, this is about moving through something. This is a place where you move between the worlds, and you also have the bridge, which is the place between the worlds as well. I think you are moving literally from one world to another. For some of you, it could literally be like your home, your castle. And it may even be that you have felt that you've had to move, okay? You're going to be wearing a different hat. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. I think there is actually a move. Yeah, for many of you, as I said, I do think this could even be, it could be a big shift within you, but it could also be a big shift in physically moving to another location. I think what is really challenging for you is that it's the thing that's challenging is the circumstances that have caused you to feel you need to move. I don't think you necessarily intended to move. If it's a job, then maybe it's no longer the right fit for you, or it's become quite apparent that this is not a team that you could viably work with for any amount of time. Perhaps you've been kind of, gaslighted or, whatever. But I think that whatever challenges you've been facing, that it's not right for you. Now, sometimes the universe just opens doorways for us and we magically walk through them. At other times, the universe will open a doorway through like a challenge or a difficult situation because it's not going to be right for us. And actually, even though you think, well, I never thought I'd be here, when you then move, afterwards you realise actually that was so important. Really interesting, I had a conversation with somebody, a very dear friend, actually. She's become a very dear friend. And she spoke of a sort of an interesting scenario where actually she hadn't expected to be moving from a property that she was in. She thought she'd renew the lease, but actually all kinds of problems occurred and the landlord wanted more money and all sorts of things. And in the end, she just kind of had to draw a line and she had to move on, which she did. But actually, after she moved on, all sorts of other things then happened that would have been an absolute nightmare had she stayed where she was. So even though there was, at the time, it was not what she was expecting, she was definitely being guided. And that's what we're being shown here as well. Otherworldly treasures. There is a bigger picture here. Look at this bird flying high. There's almost like, there is like a sonic guidance taking place here that is moving you on from something that I think you didn't expect to be moving on from. And as I said, I think some of you have literally almost felt as though circumstances and events have sort of almost like pushed you out. But that's coming with purpose. You're going to be wearing a different hat and you will come out of this kind of wiser, better. And even though I think there is a sorrow and a sadness it's almost like a sorrow and a sadness at sort of like the way in which you're leaving. Because it's joyous, isn't it, to announce to the world and say, oh, I'm moving because of X, Y, Z, let's go celebrate. But sometimes it isn't like that. Sometimes we end up moving because we sort of had to. And even like, not exactly surreptitiously, but I remember, and I've spoken about this on more than one occasion in my readings, I lived in a community at one point where I was really, really targeted, significantly targeted. And when I moved, I moved ever so quietly. You know, people, I didn't tell any of those people because I kind of knew that they'd make it difficult. They'd probably make it impossible to park outside the house to load furniture. And they were just that kind of, this is what they were like. They were bullies, I suppose, really. But, you know, at the end of the day, I moved quietly. But I had a lot of sadness about the fact that even though it was a very celebratory move, I was so sad about the way in which I moved and the fact that I felt I needed to do it that way. And, you know, this will not necessarily be identical to your situation, but something is changing, and actually it's changing because I think you have felt as though really you've got to. So I'm sorry that that's happened, genuinely, because I know that it is sad when you have to shift from somewhere and it wouldn't have been what you intended and it doesn't feel like you're joyously moving forwards. But honestly, this is also really meant to be. I mean, look at the water being lit up in both of these cards. This is bringing you back on track. It's like putting you back in alignment with your sort of sonic pathway. I mean, these are the messages that are coming through for you, but, you know, try to recover, because, you know, there's a lot going on for you in this transition, whether it's an internal one of leaving something behind within where you're grieving, or whether it's, one way or the other, there's this sort of sense of grieving about something that's changing. And if you are moving on from the loss of something or the ending of like a relationship and you didn't expect it to be ending, again, I'm really sorry. There is a much bigger picture here. You are being, it's being orchestrated to put you back on track. Now let's ask about the week for you. Maybe ask about the next 7 days. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we've got Malacca of Cups and 8 of Staffs. Okay, now the 8 of Wands, which is this card in a traditional pack, is a very fast moving card. No wonder your first message is to recover, because I think things are going to move quite quickly here. This is very fast energy. In many ways, I think what you have been wanting, dreaming of. Isn't it interesting, the Malacca of Cups? So this is the Queen of Cups, and what I actually see, these peacocks. Look at these peacocks here. It's very interesting with the peacocks that I almost feel like the little blue part of the bird looks like teardrops. I think there's going to be a very big transformation, actually. Peacocks are very visible. We have the 10 of Staffs. Interesting, it has come out in reverse. I don't usually read cards in reverse, but in this reading I'm actually going to, because I think this is telling you that a period of burden is coming to an end. A period that's been a weight to carry is coming to an end. I think something's going to shift this week for you significantly. Feeling this card actually on the top. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, and we also have the 4 of Cups. Okay, right. The 4 of Cups is a card that kind of asks us to, well, it can indicate a sort of like sometimes even betrayal, or like, again, it asks us to kind of not wallow in something, not to stay stuck in something, but really to move forwards. And with this particular 4 of Cups, it's like there are these pots of gold and this beautiful carpet unfolding for you. This feels like a carpet, you know, when you go to like I don't know, if you're going to like a movie premiere and they roll out the red carpet, and okay, it's not red, but this is a carpet that's paved with gold. I think a different pathway, especially to your wealth, is being unfurled for you. A carpet being unrolled. And I think it is absolutely necessary for you, this move, this challenge, which has possibly shoved you into a position where you felt you had to move, or you had to change, or you had to take a new course of action or a new direction, well, I think it is taking you in the direction that you're meant to go. You'll be wearing a different hat. And even though, yeah, I do feel you felt pushed out somehow, my beautiful pile 1, this was absolutely meant to be. And what we see this week is some very fast changes. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune. Very fast changes with definite opportunities with the Four of Cups. Yeah, the Four of Cups is really asking you to just, see the potential in the situation and see that it was meant to be. See the truth of it. No wonder you're being asked immediately, right now, today on Sunday. If you're watching this on Sunday, you could be watching this on any day of the week, at any point in time. It's a timeless reading. But if you're watching it today on Sunday, then this is really asking you to chill out, recover, because my goodness me, I think you're going to need your energy to handle the shifts and the changes and the moves that are coming. And they are absolutely right and perfect and important, because it's freeing you. Mish, Divine Madness, even though, she got pushed out, my goodness me, she owns herself. She really owns who she is. And there is something that is so, so much better. Very important to see it and recognize this bigger picture. You're being taken, I guess, from one space to another, moving between the worlds, moving from one course of action, one direction to another. It's going to happen quite fast, I think, this week. So look after you. But I think with the Tree of Life, it's leading to long-term wealth, long-term prosperity, whatever that may be, long-term stability. This is what I am seeing in your reading today, pile 1. I am sending you all the love in the world, and I'm sorry that you're feeling challenged, I think, or you have been challenged, or certainly if this reading is resonating with you, then that's what we're seeing. But my beautiful pile 1s, it is time. Did I just say pile 3? I'm not sure. I just have a moment of, did I say pile 3? Anyway, pile 1. Irrespective of what I said as I was just waffling away in the reading, this is a week when things are actually genuinely going to shift and change. Recognize that your actual physical circumstances, I think for many of you, are changing to get you back in alignment with the pathway that you're meant to be following. Beautiful souls, tons of love. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for subscribing. And if you want to make sure you never miss a reading, don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon. And thank you for liking and sharing and letting people know about the channel. It really helps me to keep putting free stuff into the world. Thank you all of you who've been signing up to my tarot course. I am thrilled to be walking with you on your tarot journey and to have you on board. It's amazing to be working with you all over there on my beautiful tarot course website. Thank you all of you so much in every way for supporting the channel, and thank you for being you. Tons of love. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. Now, let's find an immediate, important message that you need to hear now. And then we'll look at the week ahead. You have Wild Oat. I think this is really interesting with Harvest, Jira. Because I feel like Jira speaks sometimes of timing. It can sometimes indicate that something will take a while to come to fruition, but it really will come to harvest. It's acknowledging something. And Wild Oat is a card that looks ahead, kind of asks you to get very clear about where you want to go and, what are your ambitions, your intentions, your desires. Let's say no more until we draw your cards. We are asking kindly for a message that my pile 2 need to hear right now. I would kindly have a message that my pile 2 need to hear right now. This one. No, that's not feeling right. May we kindly have a message for my, that's that one, for my pile twos. Okay, let's cut your tea leaves. We have this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, let me see what we have for you. You have Peacock. Okay, beauty, completeness. We have Ceridwen, the initiator. Oh gosh, I think you are meant to take some sort of action. Sheila Nagig, fertility and creativity. And Old Woman of Dreams, the maker of visions. Oh my goodness me. Absolutely. You're meant to be sowing some seeds. I was hearing, you know, like when there's a saying, isn't there? Something about like sowing your wild oats. But if we remove that from the context of the way it used to be said, which was about young men getting out there and sowing their wild oats and before they settled down, that kind of thing. But if we remove that kind of interpretation of it, I feel like you are absolutely meant to sow some seeds. The initiator, fertility, creativity, the maker of visions. Now, what is this? I mean, I could say why now? Why not now? You know, at any time we could be sowing seeds. But there's something for you that's really important right now. Carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. Okay. Problems to be resolved. We have Inkpot. We have table, hard work ahead, and successfully overcoming a problem. So there's a problem to be resolved and then success at overcoming it. Bridge we have. Okay, a journey. Right, if any of you are contemplating travelling or you're wanting to travel, I think that there are some things you need to initiate, process in order to overcome the problem or problems. Bridge, successfully overcoming this hard work. Table, 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 problems to be resolved. We've got an ink pot, spilt ink. I think, my pile two, your immediate message is actually saying to you, if there is something that you actually know you want to do, you need to take action and initiate it, rather than looking through the lens of, oh, I could never do that. You need to start to look at what you can do, like to take action. Like if you really wanted to travel, for example, and you're thinking, well, that will be impossible because this is in the way and this is in the way and this is in the way. Well, instead of thinking about all the things that are in the way, this is like saying get really clear and think about, be focused on the outcome, be focused on what you actually want to do, and then kind of like trust that you start to make inquiries. You start to make plans, and we have beauty, completeness with Peacock. I think you can complete, get to the end goal of something you actually want. You can get to the harvest. At the moment, it feels like you're kind of feeling like it's hard work, or you're just almost like there's a mindset here that says, it will never work, or I'll never be accepted, or, you know, like if you're applying for a course or something, or you want to travel, or you want a job overseas, or whatever it is. Whatever it is, I think the reason you're getting this message right now, today, is because I think there is something you actually want. You really, really, really desire. It's got to be quite a top priority. And this is actually saying you can have it, but you've actually got to sow some seeds and you've got to initiate something to make it real. And it says you can successfully overcome any problems that are in the way, even if there is a problem. So let's draw your tarot cards. I mean, this is definitely your first message. I'm wondering what the seahorse is telling us. Let's draw your tarot cards and see what else we are shown, especially about the week ahead. I feel these 4 cards are coming through for you, and this one. Right, so you have the card of death. This is the death card. This is one of my favourite death cards in terms of the many tarot packs that I use. Because look at the transformation. This is like walk to the light. You know, this transformation that you desire, you can have, but you've got to walk towards it. We have the Two of Coins. We have the Daughter of Staffs. Okay, so so this is the Two of Pentacles. This is the Page of Wands, which is so creative. Fertility and creativity, Sheila Nagig. You have the Star card. And you have the card of the Dervish, which is the Hermit. But look at this beautiful Hermit card. Look at the way he's opening his hands to receive. Like he's in this cave and the magic is happening. It's pouring into him. I think that something will pour into you. And look how we have here, the old woman of dreams. It's like she's sitting inside what looks like a cave, just as he is in a cave too. Isn't that amazing? Look at her, look like with this cauldron. So we have Ceridwen with the cauldron, in the initiator, like she's brewing something up. And then the old woman of dreams is the maker of visions. I think a vision, a dream, a desire, something you really want, actually can come to fruition. And that is what this message is saying. For some reason, there is either a block or a problem in the way, or you might be the block or the problem in the way. Maybe, you are feeling like, I can't do this or I can't do that, problems to be resolved. But, this is really saying, look, you can do this. The Two of Coins is a card, the Two of Pentacles, that is also about initiating. Just the energy of a two is initiating something. It's taking something a stage further. It's kind of investing your resources, being prepared to, put a deposit on something, or, go book a flight, even if you're not quite sure how that's going to work, or at least, investigate. With the Page of Wands, it's almost like the moment you initiate something, it's like you activate it. It's like you're putting a spark to a fire, and then the fire can take off. It's like I'm almost seeing like that, like an old-fashioned kind of, you sort of see them in cartoons where somebody will light a fuse and you see it zzz, like that. It goes along and then it happens, complete. Here it is. And you open your arms to receive. I feel like this is like almost like a manifestation type reading, but I think it's ever so specific to you. You need to take an action and initiate something. When you take an action, that's like lighting that fuse. And then the universe can respond. Once you light the fuse, it's like the pathway will be opened for you and you can open your arms to receive. But I think you've got to be in that mindset of holding that vision, absolutely deciding, look ahead and really, really know what you want. It's like know it, own it, and then take a step, just a step this week. It doesn't matter what it is, take a step towards it in real terms. And then the universe will respond. I'm ever so excited. I'm ever so excited for you, pile 2. You'll be able to cross that bridge. I'm also hearing that saying, cross that bridge when you come to it. That saying, cross that bridge when you come to it. Yeah, even if you think there's something in the way, stop building on what you think is in the way and simply get incredibly clear about what you want and start to take steps towards it. Whether that's doing research or actually physically putting money on it. You could be investing time, energy, money, resources, whatever it is. But the moment you invest, the moment you get clear on what you want and you make an investment in it, I feel like the universe is going to respond. And I think that's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And to me it looks as though, because we're asking about the week ahead, that you're going to see results pretty quickly with the dervish and the old woman of dreams, the maker of visions. And I think the seahorse as well. Seahorses are very tiny, but they are symbols of strength and perseverance, and also of good luck and persistence and adaptability. They kind of they teach us about managing resources. In many ways, I sort of think, they're so tiny. We can sort of feel like they get buffeted about by the tides, and yet they can kind of hold their own. I just feel there is something here. Yeah, something here you have to initiate. You've got to, it's get clear and take a step towards it. This is, and then the universe will start to deliver. And I think the pathway will unfold for you with the star card here. It will literally unfold. It will open, the pathway will be opened for you, but you've got to do this initiating bit. You've kind of got to make that decision that that is what you want, get clear, and then, wow, I just think then, I think it's going to happen. So, pile 2, this is your reading and I love it. Keep me posted, especially on what happens this week. Because it really feels like if you can get really clear, it's like the timing is so perfect for you. If you can get really clear and focused on where you want to be, what you want to happen, it can happen. Or certainly you're going to start to see the pathway unfold. Pile 2, thank you so much for being here. It's truly, truly amazing to be connected with you. I am loving the energy of your reading. This is so kind of like your spirit team trying to give you permission to go for something. I am sending you all the love in the world. Thank you so much, all of you who have subscribed. It really helps the channel. And if you are subscribed, don't forget to press the little bell icon. That way you will hopefully never miss a reading and get notified as soon as I upload them. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, all of you who comment and give back through the super thanks, and for liking and sharing and letting people know about the channel. Pile 2, have an amazing week. Truly, truly. Tons of love. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. You have the beautiful energy of oak. You have Nathis, the rune of constraint, and this beautiful little fairy. I think you're meant to open your wings in some way. Just noticing that the oak, her arms are almost looking like wings. And oak is about sort of almost like setting yourself free a little bit. Like you're very tenacious. This card says you're very tenacious. You're very good at achieving things. And Nathis, the rune of constraint, can bring an amazing energy that sort of says, pay attention to the details, cross the T's and dot the I's. But I wonder if you're paying too much attention to the details and you're needing to liberate yourself. Let's ask, what is this about for my pile 3s, please? Let's get a message. I won't say too much because we need far more information to find out what your message is today and to have a look at the week ahead for you. May we kindly ask for information, please, for my beautiful pile 3s. I'm actually seeing this one, and it's that one there as well. And let's get some tea leaves for you as well. Okay, we have 4 of those. What do we have? Okay, so you have whale. Now this came out in pile 1. So I would just say, I don't yet know what your reading is going to show us, but there could well be actually, especially if you're meant to free yourself from something, there could well be a connection to pile 1. If you were drawn to pile 1, or indeed if this is just resonating with you, you may want to check that reading out. Forest, finding the path, vision and inspiration. And look, you have another whale, isolation. Oh, wow. Okay. Look at that. No man is an island, is what I'm hearing with this. Boundlessness and isolation, vision and inspiration, finding the path. This is absolutely an invitation to liberate yourself. It really is. To open your wings and fly, even if it means flying away from something, whether you're flying away from a physical thing, but actually if you're flying away from something within yourself, because the whale card also indicates imagination and emotional memory. Maybe you have, an emotional energy, it's what I would call emotional scar tissue, where you've experienced some things and it's left its mark. And, in a way, it's kind of like, if you think about it, just put my therapy hat on for a moment. If you think about it, and this is really, really true of people when I worked in my full-time therapy practice, this is something that I have talked through with many people. When we are little, or indeed even as grown-ups, we develop mechanisms to protect ourselves when things are difficult or traumatic or not okay. So, for example, if the world is not safe, if you're around people who aren't trustworthy, you will develop loads of self-resilience, for example. But when you get older, the challenge is, these are amazing life skills, because you will be so amazing at looking after yourself, paying attention to the detail, picking up every detail, always being on top of things, in charge of things, always managing. However, those incredible life skills can also stop you from accepting help. They can create a scenario where you are isolated and doing too much yourself, always going the extra mile but never allowing yourself to receive support and help, doing everything for everyone but you don't get the help you need. And it's kind of like the very skills that we developed to protect ourselves become the very thing that is then in the way of us having what we most desire. It's kind of like those incredible life skills, and we should honour them because they are amazing. However, we don't want to be hanging on to them forever, or they're going to need some adaptability. And I noticed this little fox here on this pathway, because this is about changing your pathway. It's changing the way that you handle something, or that you see something, or changing a pattern within you that is actually restricting you and causing you constraint. It's holding you back, and actually you need to fly. The fox is indicating flexibility and adaptability, our ability to change. Foxes are so adaptable. Here in the UK, we have a whole new breed of fox. We have an urban fox, we have country foxes, and we have urban foxes, and they're really like two distinct breeds. And yet, literally, that has happened within the span of my own lifetime. When I was little, we just had country foxes. We didn't have urban foxes, but they've adapted to city living. They're amazing. And I've seen them so often playing, literally playing in the cities. They've adapted. They live in a new way, a new environment. And this is what your reading is about. Something that you have, I think you need to honour whatever it is, because it's amazing, and whatever you've developed, these life skills are phenomenal. You don't have to let go of those life skills. You don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but you want to use those life skills when you need them, and not all the time to the point where they block you from having what you want and what you desire. It's time to free yourself from something. This is your message. Marriage. Okay. Gosh, maybe this connects for some of you to relationship. Successfully overcoming a problem. Dark man, dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. Now this could be you. or it could be someone you are connected to in some sort of relationship. And then we have a flute. Disappointment in a friend or lover. Okay, right. Now, this disappointment card could be indicating that it's the disappointments of the past that have caused you to become defended. It could also be that something recent in a particular connection has sort of come to a standstill where you've retreated because of a disappointment. And this may be asking some of you not to hold on to that disappointment, but to work through the problem, successfully overcoming a problem. You know, a problem doesn't have to be a catastrophe, but if you grew up in a world where nothing was reliable, every problem will feel like a catastrophe. But it doesn't have to be anymore. This is about working through something. So if there's been a split between you and a partner, or you and a friend, or we do have the card of marriage, it may be time to sort of have that conversation and come back and not be defensive about it. If there's someone you really like, but you haven't had the courage to pluck up the courage to talk to them, maybe you need to overcome those problems and recognize your belief that it will never happen, or it will never happen for you, is just a belief system, and you need to change this. This is part of the emotional memory. It's not real. It's an emotional memory that connects to the past. Remember, one of my favourite sayings is, expectation is a form of memory. You know, what we anticipate and expect is very often connected to where we've come from. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to pan out and be the same. But we can have fears around it. Okay, your messages actually are very clear. Let's get more cards about the week ahead. For many of you, this is a relationship. For others, it could be just a relationship to a something that you want, but you're defensive about allowing yourself to have it. May we kindly ask permission? Ask permission, isn't that interesting? Now, there's a Freudian slip. Why did I say ask permission? Why? That's got to be part of this reading. Okay. Do you feel like you have to ask permission for things? Do you feel like you can't just make a choice on something that you want for yourself? Do you feel not entitled? What's that about? Anyway, may we kindly have information for the week ahead and see what comes through regarding this. I'm seeing these two, in fact those three. I think we may want more, but I'm just going to look at these first. We have the Star card. We have, oh my God, these are huge. You've got all major arcana cards. You have the Star. You have the High Priestess. You have the Death card. You have the Hermit. No man is an island. Allow someone in. Open your arms. I love this. Look at this Hermit card. Look at the way he sits, and there's an opening, and all this magic is pouring in. And look at the Death card. Transformation, something to walk towards. The High Priestess. This is putting you back in tune with, and the same with the Star card, putting you back in tune with, I think there is a permission to have your desire. Permission to have your desire, and also, because of the High Priestess, to absolutely know that Spirit, Source, God, your spirit team, your angels, your guides, are absolutely rooting for you to have whatever it is, and for many of you it is relationship and love. They are rooting for you to have this, and to no longer be held back by any kind of defences that you have put into place in order to protect yourself. They've passed their sell-by date, and it's now time to open yourself to receiving help, love, connection, whether that is literally marriage, intimacy, intimate love, partnership in that way, or whether it is, friendship and the right people you resonate with. However this is your message. And I mean, I guess this is possibly ongoing work, but I do wonder with the Star card whether there is actually an opening in front of you, especially with the Forest card as well, and Mountain, vision and inspiration. I wonder if there actually is a situation, again with the Dark Man, dealings with someone. Perhaps this is you. Perhaps it is a someone with dark hair. It could even be a therapist coming in to help you. I don't know. But there is something here right in front of you to move towards. I think there's an opening. That's what we're being shown. It could be in front of you already, and you could be deliberating it, pondering it, or it could be something that's going to show up this week. Oh, the Ace of Coins. Isn't that gorgeous? Be prepared to sow that seed. Be prepared to make the investment. Yeah, I think something is showing up for you. If it's not right in front of you, it will be. And I think when it shows up, you're being asked not to defend against it, but to cross that bridge. You can successfully overcome problems. Open your arms, allow yourself to receive. You can be flexible, adaptable. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to have this and to invest in it. Pile 3, I'm just going to draw a few more cards to see if we can be given a bit more information about how this might pan out for you. Could we kindly ask for more information for my pile 3s? We have the Son of Swords. We have the card of Harvest, the Son of Coins. So this is the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, the Ten of Swords. Look at this. It's time to leave behind the defensiveness, the heartache, the inner conflict, the hard work. The Son of Swords is a card of the mind. You know, the Page of Swords, sorry, not the Page, the Knight of Swords is very clear. I think someone is coming in, a circumstance or a situation that is really genuinely real and fruitful and abundant. And you're being asked to put down the defensiveness and let it in. This is your reading, pile 3. Beautiful souls, keep me posted. I'm dying to know how this is happening in your world, whether it is a situation, a relationship or a situationship, whatever it is. It's time for you to unfurl, to open your wings and to fly. How beautiful. How absolutely beautiful. My beautiful pile 3s, thank you so much for all of you who are subscribing. It really helps the channel. And if you are subscribed, don't forget to press the little bell icon, and that way you should receive a notification as soon as I post a reading, so you'll never miss a reading. Thank you for commenting and sharing and letting me know what's going on and being a part of this community. It's wonderful to read your comments, and thank you to those of you who give back through the super thanks. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to all of you who've signed up to my tarot course as well. Thank you so much. It's amazing to be connecting with you and working with you in that way. And thank you all of you just for being here. Tons and tons of love, pile 3.